Today I'm giving you a quick demonstration showing the power of IBM QRadar Suite and the SOAR module, Security Orchestration Automation Response, working with our IBM QRadar EDR tool, ReaQta, for endpoint detection. What's going to happen is we have a client out there that's going to run some MAS ransomware. Our IBM EDR tool, ReaQta, is going to detect it, automatically reach into QRadar Suite SOAR, and create a case. Load all the relevant information into that case for that SOC analyst. We're going to enrich that data by using threat feeds, and then we're going to do recommended actions of what that SOC analyst should do. And the amount of coding or time needed by the SOC analyst or a security team to create this is nothing. It's all done automatically. So let's get started. First thing you need to do is you need to set up this integration. So we have hundreds of integrations out of the box. We have them for IBM CrowdStrike, Defender, but again, I'm going to talk about our ReaQta. So you go into the administration, and these are all the integrations I have, and you can click right here to go to our App Store to do it. But here's what I'm interested in today is our ReaQta EDR. So the first thing you do is you need to set up the configuration for this. So you click on the app config. You just need to give it your Hive name. Then you need to fill out the API key that you get from your security EDR tool, in my case ReaQta, the API security, the URL, and that's really all you need to do to get this thing going. So let's now go back and show you what happens when this actually runs. So you'd start your day as a security analyst in the Start Investigation tab. These are all of the SOAR cases that were automatically created for you by the integrations and other things. And the one you see we're going to work on today is a ransomware behavior was detected by ReaQta on Mark's PC. So again, the SOC analyst just comes here and see which cases they were assigned. And this case was automatically created the minute the malware was found on Mark's machine. And a couple of things have happened. We created the case, but we also loaded all of the artifacts in here. So if you drill into that tab, we call this the evidence tab, the artifacts are listed right here. We can see the actual file that ran and the value of the hash that lets us know it's malware. We can see the IP of Mark's machine and some other information. All this was done for the SOC analyst without them lifting a finger, but it even gets better because we've enriched the data. So we bring in threat feeds like IBM X-Force, Exchange, and Virus Total. You see it in red here that this is a known malicious hash. And if I drill into it, I can see that X-Force Total that I brought in as a threat feed and IBM X-Force Exchange says this is some bad stuff. And if I click on it, I can read the score of it or drill right into the raw data from that threat feed. Again, normally this is all done manually by the SOC analyst. That is a thing of the past. All this information is brought to the SOC analyst, so they do no work. Behind the scenes, another cool thing happened was an investigation was run across the ReaQta data, our EDR data, but also looking across all of the data. So it would have looked at your SIM data, it would have looked at your data protection data, maybe a data lake data. And then we do a couple of things. We build what's called an attack timeline, so you know exactly when this started, what was in there. And if you click on the view details, without jumping into our EDR tool, I can see again, here is the hash. I can see that it started on Mark's machine. Here's his IP address. And I can view the raw data from that backend integration without having to enter what I call the wheel of pain or jump tools. I bring you the data in one user interface here. And I can see here Mark's PC, Mark's account, Mark logged on, and here's that hash we talked about. Again, without ever leaving this section. And to make it even better, here's where it gets really exciting, is we also have something here called recommended response tasks. This is out-of-the-box integration. Instead of having you to write all these playbooks, what we're going to do is say, let's recommend what we think that SOC analyst should do, and we recommend that they add this malicious hash to the deny list so that no one else gets this information. So again, here's the hash we recommend you do, Mark's PC, and again, I can just click Save and add this as a task for my SOC team to do. Behind the scenes, no coding was done. I did not create a playbook. I didn't have to do Python coding, none of that stuff. This was using the power of QRadar Suite and SOAR and something called the correlation engine, looks at all the data, and then using artificial intelligence and machine learning, we start coming up with what your recommended responses should be. So really, it gets really easy because A, the SOC analyst didn't have to create the case, did not have to gather the evidence, did not have to do some searches against threat feeds to find out what IPs or hashes or URLs are malicious. We've done that work for you. We've ran an investigation that says, hey, this is what actually happened. And then on the bottom here, we said, this is what we think you should do. We're going to hold the hand of that SOC analyst. And the last thing I want to show you is a ReaQta tab, where basically the raw data is also provided inside the case. So again, we're trying to give that SOC analyst all the information he needs. So this is, Mark's PC, Windows 10, all this information is really around what you really want to see. And if you need to drop, though, into the tool, we also have created a link back to the raw data, in this case, the alert about the ransomware right in that EDR tool, in our case, ReaQta. So again, the strategy here, though, is we will provide the information that SOC analyst needs. We create the case. We bring in the artifacts. We do the investigation. We provide everything that SOC analyst needs without them doing hardly any work at all. We've seen increases of 90% in the efficiency of a SOC team. And that's the power of IBM's QRadar suite with SOAR.